What song is that?
I don't know. Let me see. You don't know this song?
You're older than me, my love.
Okay. All right. Cool. It's
No,
fine.
I
We're
was, I was I
podcasting.
was very much a child.
Oh well.
Very much Nickelodeon, Cartoon Disney.
Well, here's the
Not
thing.
Cartoon Disney, Cartoon Network,
I watched
Disney
all those
Channel,
things with my younger brother and sisters.
Radio Disney. I was very much Radio Disney.
I
Yeah,
missed that era.
yeah, because you're a little older.
Just a tinge.
Mm.
Just a smidget.
Enough. Eh. So we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
It's taken us 3 years to get here.
3 beautiful years.
Mm-hmm. It's taken us
Yeah.
3 years. I do think it's a good thing that it took us some time to get here. Because it's something I always wanted to do. You didn't want to do it.
No,
You didn't want to do it. You barely want to do it now.
you're really loud.
I'm always loud.
This is very true.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's not that I barely want to do it now. I think I'm comfortable. I'm more comfortable with you,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes me okay with being in this space.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's fair to say why though, right? Like
Mhm.
I'm just a super private person,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it there.
Mm-hmm. So then why are we doing the podcast today?
Um,
I mean, because we're on our anniversary, our 3-year anniversary.
yeah.
Yes. So why today of all days?
I think that
Why did you agree? Actually, you didn't even agree. You brought it up. You told me to bring the equipment.
I know.
So why did you tell me to bring the equipment?
Well. It's been 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that I've learned a few things about
Mhm.
you that I know and loved, and I know that on an anniversary weekend like this is, you want to mix it up and do things that we both love, and I know podcasting is what you love, so I was like, why not? And I'm really comfortable with you again, so I'm like, it's just like having a conversation with my husband.
Mm-hmm. So you're doing the podcast for me.
Well, let me just say this: I'm doing it for you, and
Mm-hmm.
I love spending time with you. So I
Mhm.
think it's the best of both worlds.
Okay.
Podcasting is because what you love to do. Spending time with you is what I love to do.
Okay. So now we're podcasting. And it took us 3 years to get here. But I think it was good that we waited or that we didn't do it because we needed to learn each other instead of jumping into, I don't even know, instead of jumping into like a public situation without actually making sure we was even going to like each other. Making
Well,
sure
we
we
always
even,
liked each other.
well, in marriage.
Yeah, well-
we liked each other dating.
Because there is a difference.
Correct. We liked each other dating, making sure we liked each other in marriage,
Yeah.
and then making sure that the cement was dry.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, we just got married, our cement is wet. We trying to talk and all these other things,
Yes.
and allowing people to put their fingerprints and their footprints in our wet cement. So now I kind of feel like our cement is dry, like it's concrete now.
Yes.
It's not wet cement; it's concrete. So if people walk on it, skip on it, cart flip, backflip off of it,
The foundation
the
is set.
foundation is set. It's done.
Yes.
It's done, Sherry. It's done.
Yeah, and I will also add this too to
Mm-hmm.
the first question you asked me. When you're on an
What'd I ask
anniversary, while we podcasting now,
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
it's an anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you moments to reflect, and I'm ready to share those reflections.
What you ready to share? Reflect on something then. What you want to share? What you trying to share?
What I'm trying to share, I don't know. Let's go with the flow. But the first thing that I that comes to mind is how I can see more and more each year
Mm-hmm.
how the Lord really
going.
put us together,
Mm-hmm.
and how we actually really do complement each other's gifts and struggles.
Hey.
And by compliment, I mean like where he's weak, I'm strong, and vice versa. And I think that is always a healthy point to reflect and even share.
Well, share, where's I'm strong at? Where's I'm strong at? I would like to hear these things.
Oh, baby.
Or you take it. Share with me. What does that mean? Where you're weak, I'm strong, and vice versa. Where you're strong, I'm weak. Share all the things.
Well, on the journey of us getting to know each other, because we really didn't know each other very well when we got married.
No, we did not.
We were literally following the Lord. We loved each other,
Yeah.
but we didn't know a whole lot about each other.
No.
And so
We did not.
these 3 years, it has been a massive like getting to know while you evolve
Mm-hmm.
and while you grow.
Mm-hmm.
But that took willingness and that took consistency and hard work
Mm-hmm.
and prayer. We haven't mentioned the Lord not one time.
Yes, we did.
Oh, we did?
You
Okay.
said the Lord brought us together. I think you said the Lord brought us together, or you said you could see why the Lord brought us together because of the strengths and the weaknesses.
I don't know all, but I do know I'm like, man, Lord, you really paired us, like, for
Mm-hmm.
real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
By Lord, she means God the Father, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, Trinity, death, resurrection, salvation, no harm in the second
die.
death,
Yes,
heaven, New Jerusalem, glory.
that Jesus.
You have to be clear.
You do.
It is 2024, just so there's no confusion
Yes.
and no mistakes.
Yes.
That's who she's talking about. Go ahead.
Thank you for the clarity.
Okay, that's my sermon.
Okay.
I preached.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just it's been a good time, even through the trials.
Mm-hmm.
But baby, I would say strengths. Both of well, you're a leader.
Me?
You're a leader.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And
In what way?
in many ways that I actually prayed for, but one.
Hey! So you mean that the Lord answered your prayer?
He has.
Ah! News to me.
In a few ways, you're a leader, and you're a leader in the sense of you have vision, you see far, but you're willing to submit it to the Lord and ask Him again, is this the way that you have for our family?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not the way that you feel, you know what I mean? Like that you willed it to be, or you wanted to be, or that you felt like it was the best way, but you know how to go back to His Word and back in prayer and say, Lord, help me to lead my family well. So I feel like when you have that submission to the Lord, I'm comfortable with following you anywhere and saying yes. And you're not perfect and you don't need to be,
Yeah.
but you're in Him, which means everything.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
No, I want to hear something from you.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was gonna milk it.
Yeah, we know.
I want to hear other things. Okay, so I think the way in which wait, because you didn't really tell me the way in which I'm strong, but you're weak.
Oh, well,
that was more of a characteristic
you're
or
right.
an attribute of me. So you want me to give you an attribute of you?
Yeah, let's do it that way then.
Okay, so an attribute of you're a very kind, tender-hearted, loving person. And that is something that I pray for.
Okay.
What?
I was going to say, that's not a contrast. I'm joking. My husband is sweet. He's sweet. When
I want to be.
When
Do
he
you
wanna
know?
be.
I mean, whatever. I mean, well, not whatever. But I mean, so anyway, yes, you're a kind, loving, tender-hearted person. That is something I pray for. I don't think that I prayed for. Let me see. I don't know that I prayed for like the kind, tender-hearted, loving, sweet, but I did pray for a woman that was truly after the Lord, or like that was truly His. And so for me, that showed up in the fruits of the Spirit that you display. So I didn't say those exact words, but I do see it as an answered prayer. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Okay, so yeah, I think you got them fruits on lock. Some of them fruits I'm still working.
They still developing, growing.
Their minds is some of them just seeds.
They're not ripe yet. Yeah, you understand. They in
well,
the
actually,
pot.
no. Some of my fruit has grown. It just ain't ripe yet.
It's got a little leaf on it.
Yeah,
It's coming
but
along.
I am working on it.
You are.
And I don't say that as the Lord still, the Lord still working on me as an excuse to
be in these streets.
to be me, just me in my raw form. But no, for real, I can see it. I see stuff like, especially patience. I think my patience has increased dramatically. It ain't like A plus, but it's definitely not like the high F low D that it was. I think I can see that in myself, but yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, just to give a contrast, because I didn't earlier. Baby, you're a pusher.
I do push.
He's a pusher.
I do push.
And not physically, just really like and being a thought leader and pushing the limits of sometimes when you have a mental hold and you don't even know you have a mental hold. And when I'm thinking through something, I'm considering everybody and the whole scenario. I'm looking through all the details, and sometimes I get stuck in those details, just because I want things to be well with people. And when they walk away from a situation, I want it to be well with them. And so I'm trying to be considerate. And sometimes that consideration can turn into analysis paralysis. And so he'd be like, "Here the beeline, sweetheart, go." And he will push me. And so I would say we have a really good contrast there.
Mm-hmm.
Or that is somewhere you're strong where I am still growing.
Mm-hmm.
What would you add to that?
I would agree. I'm just thinking about it. Yes. Mm-hmm. I would agree. You've done well though. You've gotten started a whole lot quicker than when I met you.
You remember when we were dating, I would say stuff like, "Okay, well, let me think through that." And
It
I
would
can
take 50 years for you to think through it.
Yes, because I'd be like, and you'd be like, "Girl, what is taking you so long?" And I'm like, he a little impatient because I need to think through. He was like, "No, Vanessa, the response you're giving me did not take that long to think through it."
It
And I'm
really
like,
didn't.
"Well, it probably didn't." I probably came to that conclusion early on and then mowed over it in 3 different ways and then came back and was like, "This is what I originally came up with." It was like,
I have PTSD.
we were like, "Why did it take so long?" You have PTSD?
Mm-hmm.
Please.
It used to take so long for you to come up with just the simplest answer.
Yeah.
Girl, do you want pizza or do you want tacos? I mean, like, please pick something.
It's so true. And
it took forever.
I don't even think I knew. I don't even think I knew I was doing that, babe. Like, until you said something. You were like, "Girl, do you know it takes you 3.2 days to make up the smallest decisions?" I was just being so careful. Or just, not even careful. I think I was just comfortable with thinking really slow about stuff.
Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is in the inverse, I was the pusher that pushed you.
Yes.
That pushed. Okay.
Yes. I get to the conclusion. I get to the point much faster. I still love telling a good story the long route, and you know that.
Yes.
But I've learned in a lot of scenarios, it really just requires a really straightforward, short answer, and I'm still heard.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can be.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I think a contrast. A contrast is, or a contrast that has helped me that you bring, I would say being more gracious to, or giving more grace to people. I don't think that I'm not gracious to people. I just think that my limit of, okay, we still talk about the same thing, or okay, I'm still having to explain the same thing, is a whole lot shorter than yours. Just because I don't know, I just feel like, I mean, we're big people, we're adult people. So like if we have a conversation, okay, if you mess up after that for whatever we discussed, cool. But if you keep messing up about the same stuff, it's like what exactly what you want me to do with that? So I was quick to cut people off or to just kind of chop it off at the knees, and you're way more loving and gracious in that way to like want to understand more or try to communicate more. And I mean, some of that is still crazy to me, but I mean, it is. But I can see how I think in us being married, my grace meter, it's ticked up a bit. Again, it ain't an A+, but it has ticked up from like the low D to, just be a little bit more gracious with people. And I think that just in context of why the Lord put us together, I think those are things that we have learned from each other.
Yeah.
For these things to be modeled like in real time.
Yeah.
So I could see, again, a fruit being developed in that space that I probably really didn't have before. Or I had before, it just wasn't, yeah.
Would you say that it's beneficial?
To be more gracious to people?
Yeah.
Maybe to them.
That's honest.
I haven't seen how it benefits me personally
You haven't seen how it benefits you
to
personally.
be gracious, to be more gracious to other people.
Yes, to have a better understanding, to have a little bit more
Okay,
conversation.
to have a better understanding, 100%, because some stuff can be worked through with just more deeper conversation. Yes, I would agree with that. I
Okay.
would agree with that. And then there's times where it's like, I'm not, I'm,
And and I've learned from you as well, just when it is time to cut something off, and or someone or space or whatever. But there's always a way you can do it, and in some scenarios, it is just to say, "I release you to your
come on, St.
destiny."
Julie.
Yes, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. It is okay. It doesn't feel great, and in that, it is okay.
Yeah.
Happy Annie Boo!
Happy anniversary.
Year number 3. Year number 3. Hey, 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 hey.
Okay.
Hey. You gonna let me jig by myself? Cool.
Oh. What the kids do? What they did the new thing? Never mind.
Never mind.
3.
Yes, we have completed 3 years of marriage, Mom. How you feeling? How you feeling?
In this moment, I feel tired. To be quite honest, that ain't got tired.
You have to unpack tired. What does that mean?
Oh, not about the marriage. I mean physically tired.
Okay.
In this moment, I am physically tired now. Yeah, I could use a nap.
Well, he's drinking his water.
Yeah. How do I feel about 3 years of marriage? It's mind blowing that we've been married this long.
It went by super fast.
It's gone by very, very fast. Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know that I didn't see myself married like ever. So it's still kind of surreal that I'm even married. Excuse me. Yeah, it's still very surreal that I'm even married. But, or not but, and, really, because there's no contrast. And I just think it's very, it's different.
Different in what way?
It's just different because you are no longer your own person. So, when getting married, at least for me, like I took on a wife, I have a daughter, I have a kid. I have responsibility outside of myself.
Yeah.
That, has its beautiful moments, a lot of beautiful moments, and then at other times it's like I just want to. If I were, there are so many things like if I were single that I would just be doing right now. So much has happened in the world that I would have just jumped and did this and did that. But it's different because now I have to consider, well, I'm married. I have another person in this relationship. I can't just. I mean, I could just go make a move.
You could, but you've chosen to be present in your family. Yeah.
Correct, and consider and ask and collaborate and all the things. And when I say ask, I mean like ask what you think about it. So it's different. It is different.
Yeah.
I think there is still. We're in year 3. There is still some level of adjustment. I think that I don't know. I don't know when it fully settles in to be like. This is your life. Does that make sense?
Somewhat.
Meaning, or what I'm trying to say is like, my mind at times will still jump to independent decision making.
Okay.
And I have to reel it back.
Okay.
To then be like, wait, no, ask Vanessa what she thinks. Bring you into the conversation. Consider the child. That's what I'm saying.
Does it bring you any comfort to know that I still have to have that conversation with myself, even though?
Does it bring me comfort?
Yeah, because it may look a little different for me because I'm definitely the family togetherness person.
We know.
So I'm always thinking of ways for us to do things together and be together all the time. Just how you love
I know.
it.
We know. All day long, every minute of the day. I know it's accounted for.
um, but I still am in that space where I'm adjusting. Like, okay, I'm used to making decisions on my own by myself as an independent person, but I now need to consider what my husband would think and what he said. If I would open my home easily to another person, I have to pause and say, no. I have to check on my husband and make sure this works. Do I want this person around my child? There are all those things the single me would have been open to.
Correct.
But the married me has to consider.
I don't know. Did you ask me? Does it give me some hope or
Yeah,
some
just comfort.
Comfort knowing. I don't know that it comforts me. I feel like it's just a real emotion. I don't know if I feel comforted. I'm just like I think I'm okay and happy that you're having a real experience as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's still an adjustment. So I say all that to say, how do I feel about 3 years? I mean, large scale, grand scale. I feel wonderful. We ain't divorced.
Wonderful.
Some people don't make it out of year 1, year 2.
Yeah. Year 2 was hard.
Year 2 was very hard, very very hard.
Yeah.
But I think that at this point, I think I always saw our marriage long term, but now I actually really see it because of some of the growing pains are done. Not all of them, but the growing pains of coming together as one are done. We've had a lot of conversations and understandings as to like what we see. I don't think we have a lot of unspoken expectations anymore. I think there were a lot in the beginning.
We've grown a lot in that area.
Correct. So I think because we've had the conversation or the argument, to get to what it really is. So I think a lot of unspoken expectations are out the window, which makes the day-to-day easier now because we're on a level playing field, or we're on the same playing field. I think the communication style has improved greatly because I think we hear each other better. It's so interesting because I felt like we heard each other when we were dating, and then when we got married, we stopped hearing each other. I don't really know how that works, but that's how it felt.
I think some expectations.
Probably the unspoken expectations was mixed in it.
In marriage, because I think you have, at least for us, I think that we had like the expectations were not as high. We didn't put a lot of weight on it while we were dating. I don't even think we were engaged. But
about marriage?
Yeah, but
probably
I think
not.
Just when we got married, though, I feel like some things may have switched. Maybe some preconceived ideas that we had about what you should do and shouldn't do in marriage that we didn't really explore with one another.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah,
I can see that. So yeah, I think now we hear each other a whole lot better. I think
I would agree.
We understand each other a little bit more. And even when we don't understand, we have learned how to break through the frustration of not understanding and all the things. So, yeah. Now I see us long term in a more concrete way. I think in the beginning I saw us long term in theory. Yeah.
So it's real now.
I mean, it was always real.
It was always real. It is real.
Yeah, it was always real. It was just...
It wasn't concepts of a marriage, just a marriage.
Correct. It wasn't concepts. we didn't have concepts. We had plans. But yeah, it don't... Because also, I mean, I grew up in a divorced household. My mom was married 3 times.
Yeah.
So, to me...
Yeah.
I've seen life and like what it can be without a partner.
Yeah.
Being divorced and taking care of it. So in my mind, not for nothing, in my mind, I'm like, okay, if it came down to it, I could be a single parent because I know what it looked like. I know what it takes.
You actually voiced that to me. And it hurt my feelings big time.
I'm sorry.
But I think it's because I was the complete opposite.
Wait, how I hurt your feelings? Why?
Well, when you was like, I think we were into it, like we were having a conflict, and you were like, I think just as a shot, you took it at me, And you were like, I can see myself as a single parent if that's what it's coming down to. Like, I think you threw that at me and it hurt my feelings. And it's because in my mind, I'm like, baby,
sorry.
Okay, baby. We've grown past that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
we a team.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, it was like, well, all I've known, my parents, by God's grace, have been married for over 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you thug it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know, there's an excellent conversation about, people staying together, even though it's not healthy, it's not good for the children, all that. But again, by God's grace, I don't think that's, my parents, they love God, they love each other, they loved us, they still love us.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, how could you say that? Even though I know that's a reality somewhere, it could be, it really wasn't an option for me.
Mm.
This it.
I didn't want it to be an option for me, but I've just seen it, so I'm like, I could do it. That was the
example you had.
That was the example.
That was what before you, and I'm sure your mom didn't want that either. But it's like,
I'm sure
that's what was presented before you.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my lived experience.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an impasse for us, for sure.
Yeah. So all that to say, like, I just see it real now.
Yeah.
Like, I really see it. It's just not a theory or a concept of a marriage. Like, I see it. So,
yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't remember the question. What was it?
I don't either.
Okay.
I thought you asked me the question.
Baby, I was fishing.
Oh, didn't you say, how do I feel about 3 years of marriage?
I don't know.
Or the healthy, what we talk about? A healthy something situation? Maybe. Okay, well, bump that. Push forward. What do you see for the next 3 years of our marriage?
Oh, that's a good question. In these past 3 years, I saw something beautiful happen between the two of us, which I don't even know that we knew we were going to do this, but we ended up building a business together.
No, that was not on the bingo card.
It wasn't something going into this marriage that we're gonna let's start a business together.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that was the Lord.
That was the Lord. Every door
that
was the Lord.
Yeah, that was not the plan.
And I'm like, no, we're a team in this way. That was year 2, by the way.
That was year 1.
Was it year 1?
Yes, we signed that contract on the honeymoon.
Oh my gosh, we sure did.
That was and really what just hit me, I was like, that probably also contributed
to a lot of
the impasses, because we was trying to build a marriage. We got pregnant on the honeymoon, and we were running and building a business
together. We built and ran a business.
In
the first year of marriage.
Correct.
You are correct.
Yeah.
We still didn't know. I still didn't know you. I was pregnant with Pooh, and we were building, and it was successful. Because it's one thing to start a business, it's another one to be successful.
Correct.
So it was, man. And we think year 2 was hard.
Year 2 was hard because Alea was born.
Yeah.
Year 2 was hard.
When she got here. Yeah, being brand new parents for the first time.
Because you still had all that stuff. Technically, she was born in our first year. She was August, September, October, November, December. So by year 2, she was 4 to 5 months.
Yep. We was in full swing, new parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. That also was an adjustment. Just, of your own selfishness. Outside of marriage, just, growing and rearing a child is... it has its own sets of everything, honestly. Yeah. But just to answer your question, the next 3 years, while we're on the subject, I see more children.
Hey! Does anybody out there have a check for children that she wants? Will you bring income to this table for children?
By God's grace. What I was going to say first was I could see us building another business together.
We should.
I do.
We really should.
Yeah, I can see.
Since we let the other one go.
I know that we can do it. And if the Lord's hand is in it, it's going to do well, like it was the last time.
Maybe we'll talk about that one day. Yeah. Why we closed the business.
Yeah, but we did close it.
Because it was doing well.
We had to close it. We chose to close it. We chose to close it.
We'll talk about that at a later time.
Another day. Yeah. But yeah, I think we do another business. And then also in the next 3 years, I can see us growing even deeper in our non-sexual intimacy.
Non-sexual intimacy. You want to talk about that?
No, because I want to see us grow.
I was gonna say, do you want to talk about what that looks like, or should we? We'll keep the curtain closed.
We'll come back to it, baby.
Okay. We'll come back to it. We'll grow in that, and then we'll come talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wise. That's wise.
Okay, and then your 3.
My 3. For the next 3 years, let me see. That'll put me at 38. That'll put you at 41. That'll put Alea at 5.
Oh, I'll be 41.
Yeah, you're 38 right now. Huh?
Yeah, I am. 39, 40, 40. Yeah, I guess so.
That'll
yes,
put
I count my
5.
fingers. She's going to be such a great kid.
Yeah. Let me see. Next 3 years, there's a few things I want to see. I'm trying to be wise in what I say.
3. Pick 3. 3.
Pick 3 for 3?
3 for 3.
I'll say this, and I'm gonna move. And I'm not just saying this because it sounds cheesy when I say it, but I would like for our bond to be stronger. Like, I feel like our bond has already gotten. First off, I feel like our bond was strong to begin with, even when we were dating. But I think there have been new levels that we've reached after each year, or not even after each year, during the year, day to day. Yes, I would like our bond to be stronger, and that we operate in our individual giftings that the Lord has given us to bring it back to the collective. That's what I would really, really like to see.
Okay, that's good. Was that 3 and 1?
Technically, it was 2.
Okay.
You want a third one?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just sounded like you were bringing it all in one. So.
No, that was 2.
Okay.
1 was bond to be stronger. 2 is for the individual gifts to be brought back to the collective. So running whatever that looks like, be whatever that means, but that it would complement the 2. Like, I agree with you. I think we should start another business. We should do something again. Take all the lessons that we learned from the first one. Figure out how to minimize. With anything, there's always going to be issues and complications, but figure out how to minimize all those things.
Yes.
Be willing to, how do I say? Be willing to put the right people in place so that what we want is long-term sustainable. And you know what I'm saying when I say that. But yeah, I think we should do that again. I just don't know what it is, what it looks like. I got an idea, but I don't know. So
Okay.
that's what I would want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, rock it out.
Yeah. Oh, I do have a third one. And maybe it should have been number 1.
Okay.
And this for real, and I'm not just saying this. This for real. Even though I don't know how it's gonna look, I would hope that we lean in more into the things the Lord has for us. Because I really do feel like there's a space, and maybe it's here, maybe it's at our church, maybe it's in, volunteerism, whatever. I do feel like there's a space that we have to pour to people. And I think we should do that. I think we already do that, but I think that there is more that we can be doing. But I also think that there is space for us to be poured into. So to your point earlier about like being the oldest, typically, we're the ones, if you think about your siblings,
they look to you.
Yeah. You're doing for them.
Your parents look to you too.
Your parents look to you, all the things. And so oftentimes, you become hyper responsible.
Yes.
And I think that carries through even in the friend group. Like, in your friend group, it's crazy. Actually, in your friend group, you're the strong friend.
I was a strong friend. In
my friend group, I am we have 2, but I'm one of the strong friends. So a lot of times nobody's actually seeing how we're doing because we're always the ones pouring. So I do pray that the Lord sends us the right people to pour into us.
Yeah.
And we'll know who it is because we're gonna pray about it when
yes, indeed.
When the real people show up and when the imposters show up. So
correct.
I'm not concerned about that. But that we would, find the people that pour and then we continue to pour.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
That's what I see for the next 3 years.
Lord, do it.
Only God can do it. Only God can do it. Heard you got a light bill, dude. Ain't gonna get me until. Oh, work it out. The yoke of the devil has been destroyed. Yeah. So please. I don't think you glued it down. But anyway, I think we got to go because we got something to do. So it was good talking to you.
It was. I love this. I love you.
I love you too. You want to do this again?
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing this?
Why not?
Okay, cool. Love you, dear.
Love you too.